What is going on with West Ham's set-piece routines? I mean, it's all gone a little bit pear-shaped, hasn't it? And it's not like we've gone from being the best, which we were, the best, the absolute kings of taking a set-piece. It's not like we've gone from that to being fourth best or something like that. No, we've gone from being the best to being crap. No in-between at all. What's happened? Do you know what I'm talking about? Cresswell swinging the ball over for Virgil van Dawson's head the ball in. Or maybe on the other side, Bowen flicks the ball over and Souček nods it in. That's gone. And you can't just say, oh, it's because Dawson hasn't been in the team. It's all changed. Even Antonio's not standing in front of the goalkeeper anymore. I know Antonio's not playing all the time, but you get my point. Do we need to change it? Do we need a new free kick strategist? That's not even a term, is it? That is not a term. A free kick specialist, free kick coach. We've already got one in Paul Nevin. We got one in Kevin Nolan. Maybe teams have sussed us out. I don't know. But that very subject was discussed by myself and Geo on our Patreon player ratings video after the Manchester United game. We digressed, basically. Normally the player ratings, we go through, we give them a score, we talk about each player individually. But sometimes we go off on a tangent. We do that all the time on Patreon. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut that section out. We're going to show it to you for free here. I'm not going to lie. We do it so as you will hopefully join up to Patreon and basically help support the channel. What is Patreon? It's basically our third channel. We have this channel, we have the main Hammers Chat channel, which are two YouTube channels. This is a totally separate channel where you can get additional Hammers Chat content, West Ham videos, special guest. It was Harry Redknapp last month, of course. We got Hammerlytics, we got podcasts, we got opposition previews, we got breakfast shows. It's a whole extra world of Hammers Chat and West Ham video content. But it's not just that. We also give away prizes. Every month we have a prize giveaway draw. Geo puts his hand in a bowl and pulls out names. Literally, you guys win. You guys win. Big prizes, good prizes. We make sure we take a section of our money each and every month. We buy prizes with them and we give them to you. And this month has been absolutely excellent. And if you think that's good, you want to see what we got planned for December. We've got some really, really good prizes coming up. Also, we've got little WhatsApp groups and whatnot where we help each other out with tickets and different things. And in fact, we've got a ticket giveaway for the Crystal Palace match. The good thing is we have a free ticket which we'll give away to one of our patrons. That's the good news. The bad news is they're going to have to sit next to me, which can be tedious at its very best. Anyway, the link is in the description below. That's patreon.com/HammersChat. Check it out. We'd really appreciate your support. As for the rest, this is what myself and Geo have got to say about set-piece routines and standing on the penalty spot.
We've got a question from Lucky who says, choose one thing that we did better in the last 2 seasons than we have now, apart from having a real attacking crack at teams. Maybe something that goes a bit more unnoticed.
The last 2 seasons, and we're not doing it now.
The obvious one's set pieces, I think.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? The obvious one is set pieces. Well, I also think goals from midfield would probably be that one. But I mean, the set pieces is massive and such a big part of our play. There've been times when we talk about Fergie. Fergie used to mix up his backroom stuff quite a lot, and I think if you're going to praise, I think you have to praise when things are going well. And there's nothing wrong with being critical. It doesn't have to be an equal measure, but I think if you're just critical all the time, it holds no weight, none at all, basically. And that for me, and I say this to the kids all the time. Do you know what I mean? If you moan or complain all the time, then actually it doesn't mean anything. If actually what you find, you know, we will know someone that's quite happy or jolly. I got a friend that's like that all the time, and when he criticises something or he's a little bit down or something like that, you know about it, sticks out like a sore thumb. So I think, you know, you've got to get your balance right in that. But I think if we're going to heap praise on Paul Nevin and Kevin Nolan, which we have done loads and loads and loads of it, and they accepted for 2 years all the credit for the set plays. I've done it so many times myself. It was brilliant, and we dissected it and we rejoiced in how good we were at it. There has to come a point when it's not working. You think, do we need a new set play coach? Is it time to change things around? And I found myself thinking that a little bit in the last little while. So you've only really got 2 options. You either carry on as you are, and in which case, what are you going to do? Are they going to get better at it? Are you going to hope they get better at it, or have they been found out tactically? I don't know enough nuances about set plays and stuff like that. Or have they got no more new ideas? Have they just done them all? And that's fine as well. Just sometimes that happens, then you get somebody else in, another specialist. So I do think it's something we might want to look at doing, actually.
I think defensively we're still solid from them as well, and that's a coaching aspect. So I think in terms of set pieces, I think defensively we are still looking quite good. So it's sort of working. But certainly from an attacking standpoint, that used to be where I don't know what the actual numbers were. It felt like a goal every 2 games would come from a set piece from West Ham in the last 2 years, and it certainly provided a threat, and it would often cause other teams problems. If you look at it from a David Moyes prism, which is I'm waiting to play this team, they're really good at set pieces, I must play Thomas Souček. That would be his thinking. I'm better make sure I've got my tall players on the pitch then, because they are a threat from set pieces. And I think it's fair to say that you might cause that thinking for the opposition manager. We're coming up at the weekend, or we play the best team at set pieces in the league. We're going to have to focus on that in training. We're going to have to focus on our defensive set pieces. You're almost removing a day of their training schedule in preparation for the game. You're causing problems you're even in the stadium or anything. You often say team sheet, something to think about. Actually, West Ham next, something to think about, set pieces. Well, that's not there this season.
No.
And it's just small things. We've just done the player ratings. I heap praise on Man United's throw-in. That's probably coached. That if you watch Christian Eriksen, his run is from deep. He's at the halfway line. He's waiting. Now everybody's ready to go. Bang. Casemiro's literally on the touchline. It's not even a viable option to throw it to Casemiro. He's that tight an angle, but he's there so that there's room for Christian Eriksen to make his move. And you just see something like that, and you think, bloody hell. I might actually try to get a free. I know of a freelance throw-in coach. I've never spoken to him, but I follow him, and he does. I think I've seen him in the summer. He was out in Galatasaray for a week. And he said something like, you get 72 throw-ins a game. Why would you not focus on them, or something like that? 72 times in a game, you get given the ball. There's the ball. So the amount of teams that don't do anything, no coaching, no preparation, just throw it backwards. He says, why would you not try and take advantage? Here's the ball. What do you want to do with it? Why would you not coach that? In regards to our offensive set pieces, it's got that bad, Gonzo. I'm actually wondering if we were really good at them, or actually if it was simply Fornals, Bowen, and Creswell were really good at crossing it from corners, and Dawson, Zuma, and Cole were really good at attacking them. It was almost that simple. Is it that simple? Because the more you watch it, we had a corner towards the end yesterday, and Dawson was there, and he was being marked by someone. I thought, where's our guy stopping that Man U player? Where is the person that's going to watch Dawson run and just step out and go, bang, there you go, defender. You're out the game now. He's got a free header. Where's the person? And I saw did you see Aston Villa's penalty last weekend?
No.
So they thumped someone 4-0, Brentford possibly. And one of the goals was a penalty. And so the penalty gets given. So while they're doing their checks and stuff, Ashley Young picks up the ball, goes over to the penalty spot, stands on the penalty spot, as if saying, no one's coming near this spot. Piss off. Stand there, he's bouncing it. Ivan Toney's in his face. Meh. So Ashley Young's just stood there. Yeah. Referee says, Ivan, get away. Come on, Ashley, put the ball. Behind. The keeper's there. Another player comes over and says something to Ashley Young. Once the box is cleared, he goes over and hands the ball to Danny Ings. Says, there you go.
Clever.
Mate. Ashley Young took all the...
Yeah, that's clever, isn't it?
Ashley Young stood there. Yeah. Come on, Ivan. What are you saying? Ivan's getting in his head. Ashley Young's going, yeah. No worry. I'm blocking it all out.
That was clever.
He's just protecting Danny Ings. And he goes to Danny Ings. There you go. Danny Ings goes up, bang, in the back of the net. And you just go back to our penalty at Anfield. Van Dijk is literally scuffing the penalty spot, and there's nobody doing anything. They're all just allow it. As soon as it goes, you should almost go into this. Declan Rice has gone over to the Liverpool players and they're having a discussion. Is it a penalty or not? Hang on, stop that. Tell them to get the F away from Jared Bowen, get Jared Bowen out of there, get somebody on the penalty spot. And you just think, when Moyes speaks about like becoming a Champions League club, you do think small things like that. You just think we're so far from it. That little winning mentality, that little thinking ahead stuff. It's just we're almost like too nice to some extent. And I watched that Villa pen. I just thought that's experience and leadership from Ashley Young. Danny, if you watch it, Danny Ings is in the 18-yarder. Ings knows he's taking the pen, but nobody's there again, and he's psyching himself up.
I love this. I don't know about this. This has enthused me. This is great
honestly,
news.
I watched it and I thought this is brilliant from Ashley Young. Absolutely superb.
Well, just to go back to so let's go back to the throw-in coaches in the NFL, or certainly the NHL. I don't know much about baseball. I don't know much about gridiron, to be perfectly honest with you. But they do very much have these specialist coaches, and they call it the playbook. And I often see it referred to as in football as a playbook, but it doesn't equate. It doesn't. The comparison's not right because it's very much stop-start. So basically, they have a set of plays depending on how high they are up the pitch, or the field of play, should we say. Is it going to the quarterback? What's the quarterback going to do? Is he going to play it to the wide receiver? Is he going to sort of pass it off? There'll be a series of dummy runs. This stuff is really played out. You've got your blockers who will try and block the guy coming in, who are trying to tackle the quarterback, but they are fine-tuned, precision fine-tuned, these moves, so they know every block everyone's going to make, and there's a series of individual coaches who are for each particular play. Now this makes sense, and to a lesser extent it's done in rugby. So rugby, you'll have a line-out specialist, which is a throw-in by all. I know it's different, but you'll have a scrum specialist, you'll have someone that specialises in rucks, mauls, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, maybe football's a little bit behind the times in that one, but I do think that is a particular phase in play when I totally agree with that. Actually, that is a point when the play stops. So that does apply. That analogy does apply, that comparison, because that is a play, because it stopped. Open play, it doesn't really have much relevance, particularly if you're going to be like Man City and the ball has been in play for 2-3 minutes. Okay, there's not as much point. Then it's about shape and how high your line is. This penalty thing, I'm loving this. Loving this.
Just watch it after this. Go watch it. Just look for Aston Villa 4 Brentford nil highlights, and you'll probably see it. You'll probably see Ashley Young protecting Danny Ings.
I will. But here's the other point. So again, with the gridiron, they get a field goal, as they will bring on a kicker. Literally, they sub somebody on just to take that. They got complete when they're defending, the whole lineup. I don't know if you know this, but how much you know about it. The whole lineup changes. Oh, don't you? Okay.
Nah.
So when you're attacking, right, basically, in American football, the whole lineup is different, right? You have the offense and the defense are literally two separate teams. In ice hockey, it's lines. You have 4 lines. They literally swap the whole team out. So, for instance, when you're defending, the quarterback isn't even on the pitch. So basically, they bring on all the defenders, and this is how it's like. And the goal kicker's only ever on the pitch to kick the goal. That's his job. Basically, he spends most of the game sitting down, the goal kicker, on the bench, right? And I'm just wondering if this is. I would like that job. That job, basically, we've won a penalty. Gonzo, on you go. On you go. Your job is to stand on a penalty spot, right? Honestly, and just take the pressure off. Basically, you've got to go on that penalty spot. You've got to gob off at everybody. Do you know what I mean? I would love it. Stand on the penalty spot. You're a twat. You're a see you next Tuesday. You can do one. You there. Have some of that. I'd love that job. And then it was all calmed down. You sub me off. And then you bring on the person to take the penalty. I would like that job. The sponge. Let's call it the sponge. Basically, you soak up the abuse and then give a bit back. Oh, mate, that's me all over.